Welcome to another episode of the Thought Exchange Cafe.
You're tuned into the cafe of the mind, where thoughts are brewed and souls unwind. The air is rich with dreams so fine. We pour our hearts in every line. The whispers dance like light through a tree. The melody that sets us free. Welcome to the Thought Exchange, where ideas flow and minds array. A place where words will never fade. In this cafe, we're unafraid.
Greetings, and welcome to another episode coming to you from the Thought Exchange Cafe, where we bring you educational, motivational, inspirational content to do the best we can to kind of help each other to eliminate some of those fears and some of those doubts that we may have, but also information that you may be able to utilize in your everyday walk, as well as navigating through the rough seas of life and dealing with some of the rough terrain, and getting through the woods, getting through those trees, because the trees are many, as well as the hills and the valleys. My name is Tony Davis, and I am your host. And today's episode is titled Dark and Disposable. And why is that? Because as people of color, as they would say, right, we are now becoming dark and disposable to some. However, we are not dark. We are dark, but we are not disposable to anybody. Okay? No, we're not. We're the most powerful beings upon this planet. Now, some may not like what I'm saying, and some may think that I'm talking about division or divide. I'm not talking about no division or no divide, and I'm not trying to make no division or no divide. What I'm talking is facts. And it's factual that in today's political climate and how things are going on the government side, those that are up Capitol Hill or Washington making decisions and choices for people that they don't even know, people that they can't even resonate with, okay? They wouldn't know how to wash a dish, okay? But yet still, they're making decisions and choices that determine your life or how you live. And especially us folks of color, right? As they call us. But we are black and beautiful. And matter of fact, okay, black, we don't look like a black car. We don't look like a black pencil mark or number 2. No, we do not. We are brown and we are beautiful. Okay? And I'm going to say that again. We are brown and we are beautiful. You are brown and you are beautiful. And you are not dark and disposable. What they would like for us to do, right? They would like for us to begin to cower down. They would like for us to begin to feel sorry for ourselves, okay? And give up. In one of my previous episodes, it was titled, Don't Give Up and Don't Give In. And the reason why I title it Don't Give Up, Don't Give In, because of all the things that they put in front of us in order to survive, right? Already our time is limited due to the fact that some of us got to work 2 jobs or 3 jobs just to pay the bills, just to keep a roof over our children's head and our heads just as well, in order to pay our car note. Or right now, in today, gas prices, $5. Wow, that's amazing. Either I'm going to get gas for my car or I'm going to feed my kids or I'm going to pay the rent. I'm going to pay the light or the gas. Decisions and choices that others have made for you. Once again, right? You are not dark and you are not disposable. You are brown and you are beautiful. Okay. Today, I'm just going to convey a message of love. Today, I want to convey a message of hope, not one of guilt, not one of shame. Because you see, when God made us, when God made you, he didn't make no mistakes because God don't make mistakes. God is a great creator. And I don't know what you believe in. You may believe in God, you may not believe in God. But as a man said to me, when you're lying on that bed and you might be taking your last breath or something's going on, you're going to call for somebody. And more than likely, that somebody is going to be God. So if you don't know God, find out who God is. Find out who that God is in you. It's not the easiest thing to do, especially when the mind has been programmed and trained not to believe in a God, not to believe in a higher source, not to believe in that internal being which is in you. And I'm talking from experience. I'm not talking from, once again, I don't talk from a textbook. I read books. Yes, I do. I study books. Yes, I do. And I apply the knowledge because applied knowledge is power. And that's something that they don't expect for you to do. They don't expect for you to read. They don't expect for you to apply the knowledge. And it took me a while to understand. And I'm still getting to know truly who this person is that is sitting here delivering this message to you. But on a daily basis, I do the best I can to find out something new about myself. I do the best I can to push myself. But also at the same time, I'm looking for ways and means of doing different things. And in order to do that, I can't be afraid of failure anymore. Because, see, I have to allow that failure to help me to fail forward, not backwards. And what I mean by that, by trying different things, right? Getting into rooms with people who know more than I do. I'm aware of some things, but I'm not aware of all things. And I can't be ashamed to go and ask somebody for some help because when I ask for that help, it's going to give me the leverage that I need in order to get to that next level, in order to get out of that box that have been placed around us. Because, see, we're not dark and we're not disposable. I am dark, but I'm not disposable. Okay. And when I say we're not dark within. We're bright lights. We're that guiding light for others to follow. You see, there was a song that I used to sing, and I remember singing it in church. I remember singing it in school. And it was, "This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine." Reverse. It's not this little light of mine. It's this great big light of mine. Because, see, we're light beings, we're energy beings. And that's why, right? They want you to think that you are dark and disposable. They want to treat us as we're dark and disposable because they see the light. They know that we have power, they know that we have strength, and they know that we're the most resilient beings on the planet of the earth. You can put us anywhere and we're going to adapt and thrive. Okay. You want to put boundaries on us and limitations on us. But guess what, right? When we begin to overcome those boundaries and those limitations and we begin to master that, what's the first thing they want to do? They want to move the goalposts further back. And that's what's happening in our political, social, and economical climate today. They're moving that goalpost further and further back. But I say this to you: you are not Doc, and you are not disposable. Okay? I want to cite some. I want to read something, right? Or this is out of the book "The Game of Life and How to Play It" by Florence Scovel Shinn. And in this book, it talks about if a man wishes someone bad luck, he is sure to attract bad luck to himself. If he wishes to aid someone in success, he is wishing and aiding himself to success. The body may be renewed and transformed through the spoken word, and clear vision and disease be completely wiped out of the consciousness. The metaphysician knows that all disease has a mental correspondence. And in order to heal, the body must first heal the soul. The soul is the superconscious mind, and it must be saved from wrong thinking. Say that again. It must be saved from wrong thinking. In the 23rd Psalm, we read, "He restoreth my soul." This means that the subconscious mind or soul must be restored with the right ideas. And the mystical marriage is the marriage of the soul and the spirit of the subconscious, superconscious mind. They must be one. When the subconscious is flooded with the perfect ideas of the superconscious, God and man are one, and I am, and I and the Father are one. That is, he is one with the realm of the perfect ideas. He is a man made in God's likeness and image. Imagination. And is given power and dominion over what? All created things. His mind, body, and affairs. You know, it talk about the imagination. As kids, we imagined certain things. And that imagination became real to us. But what happened? The stresses of life. And at once I used to say to myself, that's just the way life is. And by me saying that to myself, that that's just the way life is, guess what? I was feeding off of the crumbs that they just wiped off the table. Today, I'm upskilling myself. And on the Thought Exchange Cafe, I talk about having the key and utilizing the key. You have a key. And that key is KEY. Keep educating yourself. Because the more you educate yourself, the more you become aware, the more data, the more information that you have. And the more information that you have, the more dangerous that you become. I'm still in the learning process, which is okay. Because I'm going to go back and talk about God. Because, see, God saved me from myself. God has given me more than I could dream of having myself, and I don't have much. I'm not talking about millions of dollars. You know, you have people that come and give you messages on how to make the money. But what do you got to do to make that money? What do you got to sell within yourself in order to get that money? And yes, we all need it because bills have to be paid. And if you don't pay the bill, what happened? They foreclose on you. They evict you, right? So we have to begin, I had to begin to trust in that higher source that is in me. Because the word says, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world, right? So greater is he that is in you. You are not dark and disposable. You are dark and beautiful. You are brown and beautiful. Okay? I am brown and beautiful. And once again, I'm only, I'm here to express something because see, I'm feeling a certain way right now. And how I'm feeling is this, is that if we do not come together as a people, if we don't come together and pull our resources and our knowledge together, that's how we become separated. That's how they have the control or the illusion of control. See, the control is within you. The control is within you. And I'm going to continue on by saying that the body may be renewed and transformed through the spoken word, and clear vision and disease be completely wiped out of the consciousness. The metaphysician knows that all disease has a mental correspondence. In order to heal the body, one must heal the soul. And I just had to bring that back because it is so important, because that is something that I'm learning today, that I got to begin to heal from within. And by healing within, as I heard a speaker talk about that, they say that if the enemy inside can do you no harm, then the enemy outside has no power over you. A little bit about my background. I grew up in the urban city. I grew up in Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, Jamaica Plain projects, went to the public schools. And being in the public schools back in those days, right? It was that system of from the classroom to the jailhouse. And I had my experience from the classroom to the jailhouse. But see, once again, God had a greater purpose for me than I had for myself, because I was programmed to believe that I was dark and I was disposable. I didn't have the mental capacity to learn or to retain information. I was supposed to be a statistic. I was supposed to be either in prison right now, methadone mile, or in a graveyard. But see, God didn't allow that to happen to me. God had a greater purpose for me. And still to this day, God has a purpose for me. I still go through my trials and my tribulations. I still go through wanting to fall back into that mediocre state of living back in the past, those old feelings and those old thoughts, because they're there and they resurface. And when they resurface, the emotions come with them, the feelings come with them. And then the isolation comes, the hurt comes. But see, I have to overcome that by being in the present moment. And by being in the present moment, being grateful and thankful for those things that I have. I may not have all those things that I want, but I have all the things that I need. Okay. And I'm grateful for those things. I'm grateful to have health. I'm grateful to have a sound mind. I'm grateful to be able to feel, touch, hear, and taste, and have another opportunity to better myself, but not just better myself, but to do the best I can to help someone else out just as well, too. And I'm going to say to my audience, if you know someone that might be having a bad day and they look like you, begin to see yourself in that person and do the best you can to help that person, but not help that person to the point where you're hurting yourself. A smile costs you nothing. A cup of coffee, or just help somebody get across the street. It's those little things that count. It's not those big things. And we have to begin to help one another within our own communities. And sometimes that community starts in your home with your children. But it first has to start with you. Changing the mindset, changing the thought process. And sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do. And I know it's not. Because sometimes I get up in the morning and I'm not in the best of thoughts. And all I want to do is isolate. All I want to do is lay in that bed. I don't want to deal with anything. But I have to say to myself, by not making a decision, I'm still making a decision. Family, friends, and those that are out there in the audience that are watching, we have an opportunity in the midst of this chaos. And that opportunity is to come back together in unity. That opportunity is to be able to get together and become a stronger unit. Because once again, right, none of us are dark and disposable. We're all brown and beautiful. Have to get away from those negative thinkings. Because right now, everything is a program. They talk about program. I realized that I was being programmed from a youth. Programmed coming out of the womb. And not programmed to succeed, but programmed for internal failure, internal damage. Just like the computer. Once the virus is in, you have to clean it out. You have to delete it. And sometimes you have to get rid of the whole system. I'm grateful that God has given me another opportunity to deprogram and relearn, unlearn to relearn. And that's where I'm at today. I'm unlearning to relearn. I'm deprogramming. And in deprogramming, it's not easy. Because in that deprogramming, there's some things that I didn't want to let go. There's some things I thought that, what if I let it go, what else do I have? But then I had to begin to understand that if God brought me out of the darkness, alcoholism, drug addiction, the prisons, low self-esteem, fear, shame, doubt, what makes me think that he's not going to bring me up out of this. In closing, I would like to say to you that you are not dark and disposable. You are brown and beautiful. My name is Tony Davis, coming to you from the Thought Exchange Cafe. I want to thank you for for one of your most valuable assets, which is your time. Because your most valuable real estate is your mind. Protect your mind at all times. Protect your peace at all times. And you may have to deprogram and unlearn to relearn. Because when you fully get to see, you can't unsee. When you hear, you're not going to be able to unhear. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to your comments. And until next time, remember, you are dark, but you are not disposable.